Look at these sentences. What figures of speech are used in the given sentence? My beloved is like a red rose. Well, whenever you have what you call, generally, whenever you have a comparison, you see like, okay, as an example, then it's a simile. You say he's like a lion or he walks like a lion. It's an alliteration also because you have the sound r repeated in red rose. So therefore, in the given sentence, both simile and alliteration are used. So the answer is number 2. The next sentence, he broke in the middle of his speech. It should be he broke down. Number 3 is the correct answer. He broke down in the middle of the speech. You don't have the collocations broke off and broke for, and but you can use broke apart, and that is used what you call in the literal sense. So the correct answer is broke down, right? Which means lose control of one's emotion. The next question, pick out the correctly spelled word. You have gratuitous and you have occasional, and occasionally. Well, all of them except 2 are misspelled. The correct answer is number 2, that is occasional. Fill in the blank with the suitable form of verb. No sooner did the chairman arrive. That is number 3. Okay, you have the verb did, and it cannot be followed by any other form of the verb except the first form, that is the present tense form of the verb. Arrived, did is in the past. So the answer should be number 3. Arrived is incorrect, and had arrived, you see, is also incorrect because you cannot what you call use a past tense there, or will arrive is equally incorrect. The next sentence, fill in the blank with a suitable word. Brevity is the soul of wit. Of. Okay, brevity is the soul of wit. The answer is number 3. The next sentence, when people are, the correct answer would be enslaved, right? Enslaved. You can't use enslaved, and you can't use the unslaved. I don't think you have a word like unslaved. And what about the word prisoners? That is not appropriate. You say when people are made into prisoners, that is when they are enslaved. As long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they have the key to their prison. So the correct answer is number 3. The next sentence, which of the following sentences is correct? The correct sentence is number 3. Number 3 is the answer. The coach ordered the player not to leave the camp. You can't say he ordered the player to not leave the camp. That is incorrect. The preposition is misplaced. And for not leave camp, that is also incorrect. Order the player not to leave the camp, then it cannot be coach order the player. Then you should say the coach orders the player not to leave the camp. Orders the player. You can't say the coach order the player. Okay, so the correct answer is number 3. The next one, this question has a sentence with 2 blanks followed by 4 pair of words as choices. From the choices, select the pair of words that can best complete the given sentence. We are truly, well, if you say obliged, that could be correct, but then that make this book plausible. The word plausible is incorrectly used there. Okay, you can't say plausible. Plausible book. No, that's incorrect. If you take up, we are truly honored to the many hands. No, how can you say honored to many hands? You can say we are truly thankful to the many hands and hearts that made this book flexible. That is nonsense. That won't do. So the correct answer is grateful and possible. We are grateful to the many hands and hearts that made this book possible. The correct answer is number 3. The next sentence, pick out the correct sentence in passive voice of the following sentence. Some boys were helping the wounded man. The answer is number 2. The wounded man was being helped by some boy. Okay, that is the correct answer. The wounded man was being helped by some boy. Number 1 is incorrect because it doesn't make any sense. It's just what you call the wounded man was helping some boys. It changes the meaning. The wounded man is helped, that changes the tense. The wounded man was helped by some boys, that changes the tense. The tense is what? Past continuous, and it has to be kept that way when you switch over to the passive. In the passive, you don't change the tense, right? So the correct answer is number 2. The next one, find out an appropriate synonym for the word ebullient. Well, the correct synonym is energetic. Okay, indolent, lethargic, they all mean idling. Athletic is a little different. Ebullient means energetic. So the correct answer is number 2. Pick out the sentence, part of the sentence which has an error. If there is no error, mark 4. Okay, white rhinoceros is close to extinction. The mistake lies in number A. Okay, why? Why is it wrong? You don't say a white rhinoceros, you say the white rhinoceros. It refers to the entire family, the community of rhinoceros. So you don't say the white rhinoceros is close to extinction. So the answer is number A. That is where the error lies. And that is number 1. The next question, each question has a sentence with 2 blanks followed by 4 pairs of words as choices. From the choices, select the pair of words that can best complete the given sentence. Okay, you can try out these words yourself and you will see number 4 forms the perfect pair, and that is the answer. Number 4, administered special course of antibiotics on the patient to combat the disease. You used special course, gave, and then prescribed and to prove the disease. They are all incorrect. They are not correct, right? You have to use a specific word. The doctor administers medicine and you combat the disease, to combat the disease, to fight the disease. So the answer is number 4. Pick out the correct sentence in indirect speech of the following sentence. He said to me, "What are you doing?" Well, how would you convert that to the indirect speech? He asked me what I was doing. The answer is number 3. Number 3 is the correct answer. He asked me what he was doing. You have changed the person. Why? Because he said to me. Then in the reported speech, it should be I, not he or she or they. Right? The next one, he asked me what I was doing. That is incorrect. You don't use THAT that before what, how, why. You avoid using that. He asked me why I was doing. You have changed the meaning there. The meaning is changed there. So the correct one is number 3. The next one, fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. All we have to fear is fear itself. Okay, not fear ourselves, myself, or yourself, because itself refers to the fear. Well, if you have to use ourselves because you have a we there, then the sentence should be all we have to fear is to fear ourselves. Okay. If you just keep it as all we have to fear is fear, then itself. Get the point? That is the difference here. So the correct answer is number 3. Which of the following sentences is correct? He was selected the very best player. No, incorrect. You don't say very best player. The more best and more better, they are grammatically incorrect. How can you say more best? Best is already superlative. And more better is incorrect, right? It is already comparative. You can't use more before them. And then the more best, more better, that's incorrect. Very best is incorrect. So the correct one is he was selected the best player of the tournament. Number 4 is the correct answer. The next question, identify the word which means the same as sift. Sift means to scrutinize, to examine. So the correct answer is number 1. The next one, fill in the blanks with the suitable preposition. I prefer reading a book to watching a movie. Okay, to watching a movie, that is the correct option. Number 3. The next one, pick out the correct sentence in passive voice of the following sentence. We compelled the enemy to surrender. Number 4 is the correct answer. The enemy was compelled to surrender by us. In number 1, the tense is changed. In number 2, again the tense is changed. Becomes present tense and it's in the active voice. The enemy was compelling to surrender by us. That doesn't make much sense. So the correct answer is number 4. Take the next question. Rearrange the following parts of a sentence in order to make a meaningful sentence. So you have number 3 as the answer. SQPR. We were told that we would be held responsible for anything that went wrong. The other options are incorrect. Number 3 is the correct option. The next question says, A person belonging to the same period with another person is called contemporary, right? Contemporary talks about the coexistence, right? So a person existing at the same time at the other or belonging to the same period as the other, anything or anyone that is contemporary. So the answer is number 3. The next one, rearrange the following parts of a sentence in order to make a meaningful sentence. The answer is number 4, QPRS. Number 4. When I decided to go abroad for 5 years, I was sure that my grandmother would be upset, and at her age, one could never tell. So the correct answer is number 4. The next sentence, which of the following sentences is correct? The correct sentence is number 4. Although my grandfather is very old, he is very active. The first sentence is incorrect because you cannot use what you call though and but together. Okay, you can't use. The second one uses the double negative. My grandfather is not inactive for his old age. It's not a good construction. My grandfather is without activities, but his old age is not correct. So the correct option is number 4. Although my grandfather is very old, he is very active. The next one, fill in the blanks with the suitable form of the verb. Neither of the players adequately prepared for the tournament is. Neither is singular. Use is. Okay. So the correct answer is number 2. Pick out the part of sentence which is an error. If there is no error, mark 4. It wasn't necessary for her to take time off work when her son was ill. Number B is incorrect, right? To take time off her work. OFF, off her work. That could have, been a better construction. So number B is incorrect. The following sentence is divided into 3 parts. One of the parts is an error. Identify the part which has an error. If there is no error, mark 4. The admission ticket entitling her to win a prize. Now, that's not a complete sentence. The error lies in B. Okay? Entitling her. It should either be entitled her. So number B is incorrect. The option is number 2. The next question, read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. What is the theme of the above passage? Well, if you go through the passage, you will see he's talking about cooperation and so forth. And finally ends up talking about, the joy of serving a great cause and so forth. So the correct answer is number 3. What is the theme of the above passage? Man's moral and spiritual development. That is the correct answer, number 3. The next one, animals are superior to men because of their, well, if you look at the passage, you will find that he's talking about the great instinct for cooperation. You see, animals, they cooperate a lot. So he says that the great instinct for cooperation makes them superior. So the correct answer is number 2. The next question, what is the basic reason of exploitation of one man by another? The answer is moral turpitude. Moral turpitude means depravity, wicked behavior. That is the correct answer. The next question, how can we be truly civilized? Well, the answer is number 4. By developing qualities of mutual help, because the entire passage is about cooperation. He talks about animals and insects cooperating. You can't say by getting higher education or more wealth or more power, which the animals and insects possibly can't acquire. So the correct answer is number 4. Pick out the antonym of the word jocund. That is, jocund is jocular, and the antonym is gloomy. Number 3 is the correct answer. Pick out the antonym of the word dissimulate. The antonym of dissimulate is to reveal. Number 4. Take the next question. Pick out the correct sentence from the following sentences. He didn't liked. That is incorrect. You can't have the two past tense, didn't and liked. Okay. He hadn't liked to attend. That's also incorrect grammatically. Okay. He haven't liked to attend. That is again grammatically incorrect. How can you say he haven't liked to attend? He is singular and have is plural, and anyway, you can't make a sentence of that kind. He didn't like to attend the lecture. That is the correct answer. Number 4 is the correct answer. The next one, pick out the part of the sentence which has an error. If there is no error, mark 4. As I haven't seen all the evidence, I am reluctant to make a judgment. It should be as I haven't seen. Okay, the past participle. seen, third form. So the error lies in number A and the answer is number 1. Take the next sentence. Pick out the correct sentence. In indirect narration of the following sentence, he said, "How wise I am." The I refers to the speaker. Okay, so in that sense, number 1 and 3 are incorrect. When you say he exclaimed that I was very wise, or you say I am very wise, and you can't say he regretted. He isn't regretting because it is an exclamatory sentence. So it should be he exclaimed that he was very wise. Okay, and there should be an exclamation mark at the end of the direct speech. How wise I am. It should not be a question mark, an exclamation mark. So he exclaimed that he was very wise.